Hey everyone, welcome to our first actual episode of The Trans Corner. I am your host, Prue Sanderson. So as I said in last week's video, which was just the introductory video for this new channel that I'm doing, today's topic is going to be trans-centric. And specifically, I want to go ahead and talk about the area of trans dating. That's right, trans dating. There is something in regards to that I see happen all the time on Facebook groups and other social medias, and it's something that happens all too often, but it's never talked about, and it should, so here I am. This may get a bit controversial, but as I said in my introductory video, you can hope to expect that anyways. So, I'm so excited. This is the first actual episode for this channel. So excited. So anyways, without further ado, let's get into it. So when it comes to trans dating, right, you can hope to expect a different kind of dating world, a dating pool, than before you were transitioning. Like for me, myself, how I date or the dating pool is different than before I began to transition. So you can hope to expect that. But more importantly, being transgender, so being transgender is to be our authentic selves, right? Day in and then day out, 24/7, unapologetically. So with that being said, it is an incredible disservice to oneself when you're transitioning, you're transgender, to not be upfront on your dating profiles. Now, when I used to date, like I'm not in the dating world anymore, I'm not on any apps anymore, but I can say that when I was, almost a year ago now, when I was in my profile, I was very, very honest and upfront that I'm a pre-op transgender female, right? Whether it was Grindr or the Tammy app or on Facebook dating, because yes, I had Facebook dating as well. It right in my bio, it literally said, because I put it there, pre-op transgender woman. I was very upfront about that, being trans, okay, and being pre-operative. So many situations or instances where that's not the case with other people. I keep seeing, especially when it comes to transgender females, I keep seeing them, especially if you can't tell that they're trans, that they're not upfront in their dating profiles about being trans. And I have seen the Facebook group posts where this transgender person would come on crying and, oh, boo-hoo me, because she didn't disclose she was transgender. She went on a date with a cisgendered male who was not attracted to transgender females at all whatsoever. And then on the date, found out that the person he was dating was transgender and he had an unfavorable response to her. Well, what can you expect? You get zero sympathy for me right at this point. Because not only are you doing a disservice to yourself by not disclosing that, but you're also deceiving the guy that you're going on the date with, which is not okay. Being trans, like us being trans, this is who we are for the rest of our lives, right? So if we're out there and we're out there transitioning and people know that we're trans and that's how we're living our lives, then that's how we should be dating, okay? You're doing a disservice to yourself. And my opinion is, if you don't have the decency to put in your, especially on Facebook dating where everybody gets all mooshed together and you have to sort out whatever, if you're not ready to disclose on your dating profile that you're a transgender person, then you have no business trying to date. I'm sorry, but you don't. If you can't be authentic with yourself in trying to date and being honest about who you are, then you have no business to be dating, okay? And I have zero sympathy for the transgender females that go boo hoo, he had an unfavorable outcome because I finally told him I was trans, blah blah blah. Yeah, he had an unfavorable response because you technically deceived that poor guy. And don't come to me crying about that, because I'll put you in your place and I'll tell you that's your fault. You put yourself in that situation and you deceived an innocent person. You deceived him. That's not okay. And that situation could have been entirely avoided if you were honest from the get-go. It's not rocket science. And like, not every transgender person is doing this, but a lot of them are. And I find that incredibly not okay. Like, that's not okay. And I do feel for the poor guy on the other end of this, right, that flipped his lid, because he had every right to flip his lid, right? Now, obviously, you know, there was one instance I came across a comment and be like, well, that guy took that other person's life and blah, blah, blah. But his lawyer is using the defense of he was on a date with somebody he couldn't tell was trans, who was trans, hence his response when that person disclosed to him. So they try to craft it as a legal defense, right? So I do not condone taking one's life at all whatsoever. No one in this world has the right to take anyone's life. It doesn't matter who you are, what the situation is. But I can see how that situation came about, and it was entirely preventable if you disclosed who you are, like you should have been doing from the start. Now, again, I don't condone taking anyone's life for any reason or anybody. I don't. But I can see how that legal defense was crafted. So that's what this is like going on, and it's not okay. It's really not. Like, my love life right now as it stands is a complete and utter shit show. But it's not a complete and utter shit show because I didn't disclose, or I'm not disclosing that I'm trans. No, completely not the case. So I can't really talk a lot about dating because my love life is a complete shit show right now as it stands. But this I can definitely, with confidence, like I am right now, talk about, because it's not okay, and it's like it keeps happening, but no one's talking about it unless it's like, oh, boo-hoo me, but no one's like really talking about it. So here we are, and that's what we're talking about. So when it comes to trans dating is different than before we transitioned, but you need to be authentic and honest, and you should be dating with intention, right? Your intentionality. And you can't have true, honest intentionality if you're hiding who you are. I don't care if you're passable, non-passable, if you're clockable, not clockable as trans. Like me, I am visibly trans. I am, and I am A-okay with that. But almost a year ago, when I was on these platforms, regardless, even if it was to queer dating apps, I still disclosed. Facebook dating, I still disclosed right in my bio, even though I'm visibly trans. And I'm okay being visibly trans. Like, I'm very happy about that because I find that liberating for myself personally. So that's fine. But the other transgender females who you can't tell that they're trans right off the cuff, you need to disclose. I'm sorry you did. Because A, by disclosing, you're being honest with yourself, you're being authentic, you're dating with intention, and you're letting the other person know who may match with you or message you or try to set up a date, that person will know that you are trans. And so many bad situations are negated right out of the gate. So if you're not willing to do that and be like that in your dating life, you have no business of dating. You have no business of dating at all whatsoever. I know that sounds harsh. Come for me all you want, but it's the truth. And it's the fact of the matter. So this is my soapbox for this trans-centric episode, trans dating. But it's happening, and I see it all the time in these Facebook groups of the transgender females crying about it. But like, it's your fault. You put yourself in that situation. Why should you get sympathy? You deceived that poor guy. You deceived him. You shouldn't be doing that. And that doesn't, reflect all of us, because not all of us are doing it, but there's a lot of us that are, and it's just like, no, stop. But yeah, so that's what this episode is about. Yeah. So the moral of the story is, you need to be authentic and honest with who you are in your dating profiles to avoid negative situations. And like, we're trans. This is our life for the rest of our lives. So we need to be authentic with ourselves, as well with other people, even people, strangers on the internet that you're trying to have a human connection with. It makes sense, right? Right. So, yeah, so leave a comment down below. What are your thoughts on this? And let's start the conversation and let's get some perspectives here. Please be respectful in your comments. Any transphobic comments will be automatically deleted because it's not okay. And then to the guys out there who may or may not see this video, who have been on the deceiving end of this scenario that I'm talking about in this episode, just want to say, genuinely, I am sorry. We're not all doing that. And if you've been deceived like that on a date with a transgender person, just know that's not a reflection of all of us. Not all of us are doing that. And I am sorry. And, you know, I hope that you're able to move on from that experience. And I really hope you find people who are genuine and honest with themselves and about who they are right off the cuff in order to make an honest human connection with you. So, but yeah. So anyways, back to what I was just saying. Leave your comments down below. Start the conversation. And let's get some perspectives in here as well. That would be great. If you're new to the channel, hi. We're just starting, so this is great. But yeah. So just leave your thoughts and let's have a conversation. Alright, so that's it for this video. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you guys all next Sunday. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you can be alerted to a new episode every Sunday at 12 p.m. Once again, this is the Trans Corner. My name is Prue, your host, and I'll see you guys all very soon. Bye for now.